Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods this morning. And let me thank everybody who showed up last night for our live stream. I appreciate it so much. Excuse me. Damn it, E2. I cannot seem to get rid of this cold. But thank everybody who showed up for our live stream last night. We had a ball. I'm still learning a lot of the stuff in here. It's actually beginning to get better and better and better. One thing I need to make sure I do is turn down the special effects. Whenever somebody does a super chat, I end up using the super chat voice. And unfortunately, I had it turned up kind of loud last night, and one of you great fans last night sent me a message that said that he was watching the show while he was in bed and his wife was asleep, and then I did the super chat voice, and it was up real loud, and when it went off, he said his wife woke up and thought the devil was in the room and scared the bejeebies out of her and said, if I don't change it, she's going to be on a hunt down for me. So I guess she's going to be on a hunt down for me. So I'll get it together. I'm still learning and having fun with it. But thanks everybody who came through, watched the show, commented on it, our moderators and everything else. It's growing and growing and growing, and I really appreciate all that you guys do to help make this show what it is. What it is exactly, I don't know, but it's whatever it is. But thank everybody. So, NFL AM. Have you guys noticed a little bit of a shift as far as with Dak Prescott? It seems like there's just a little bit of a shift where, he was Dak Trashcott, Mr. Dink and Dunker. But it seems like they're beginning to kind of start to say, he's an okay quarterback. Now, this was the question on NFL AM yesterday.
Will Dak have more or less than 30 touchdowns this season? They're loaded.
I'm going to say more. I feel like he's about due to have a blowout season when it comes to touchdowns, 35 plus. I'm looking at it. Either way it goes, regardless of how the contract situation works out, he'll be playing for the money. If they take the approach that Kyle is talking about, where they let him play it out, he's going to be playing for the money. Yeah. If they get a deal done soon, he's going to be playing to prove that he's worth the money. And, I haven't even mentioned the fact that he has a superstar wide receiver, a superstar running back, and one of the best offensive lines in the business. I'm going more, and you will see more rushing touchdowns this year. More will use his legs more than he's ever used before.
This is the first time we've done this segment, and I think this.
Okay, so here's what I will say. Nate Burleson has been consistently a Dak Prescott fan. He has been always saying, Dak Prescott's a lot better than the rest of the guys. So I kind of expected him to say more. I know the other guy's going to say, ain't no way, because he's just sucks. So let's see what the other guys have to say.
This is such a fun question because I want to add another O to this. More.
Peter, I love it. I love it.
More.
Hey,
I don't know how to do that on.
Here's a Sharpie. Do you want
to? I'm not exactly a technocrat. I would say more. Is that the word? I don't know. Technophobe.
Technocrat.
I'm going to say more. Kellen Moore is a 29-year-old offensive coordinator who's going to do things differently than Scott Linehan. At the very least, it's not the same Cowboys offense that we've seen from Dak for 3 years. There are going to be wrinkles. There are going to be differences. And I think the addition of Randall Cobb is something that's real.
Technocrat, a good band name.
Technocrat.
Awesome.
The Technocrat.
And I wish I could to go rock and roll here and go anti, but I can't. All those numbers you said, Kay, 29, 28, whatever they were, he's never had a full season with Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I've said this all week. Amari Cooper changed that offense. Go back and look up the numbers before and after. It's a totally different deal. And I know this is a thing that makes people happy and pisses some people off. Guys, the Cowboys are going to be really good next year. It's just a fact. I would be well behind them. The defense is going to be awesome. Dak and Zeke are going to be awesome. It's just a matter of what they can do at the end of the season. The numbers are going to be big. I'm sorry, but the Cowboys are going to be really good in 2019. It's just facts.
Yeah, those Amari numbers. He had 28 touchdowns total last year, 18 in the second half when he had.
Oh my God. Wait. Did all three of them say that Dak Prescott was going to have more than 30 touchdowns? Oh my God. I can't believe that. Okay. Wow. Well, here's what I will say to that. What a difference a year makes. I don't know if you guys can see this very well or not. But this time last year, this is what they said about our receiving core. Dallas Cowboys, 29th. The fact that the Cowboys brought in Trayvon Austin this offseason should tell you a lot about how bleak the receiving corps looks like at this point. There's some mild hope that either Michael Gallup or Cedric Wilson can contribute right away as rookies, but it's rare for a third and fifth round picks, respectively, to be immediate impact players. Terrence Williams has been the mainstay in the Cowboys lineup for the past 5 years, despite averaging 1.5 yards per route on that span. I want you guys to think about that for a second. Yards per route run as a unit, 24th, 1.22 yards. That's where, beginning of last year, let me say again, the fact that the Cowboys brought in Trayvon Austin in the offseason to tell you about how bleak the receiving corps looks at this point. There's mild hope that Michael Gallup or Cedric Wilson can contribute right away as rookies. But it's rare for a third and fifth round picks, respectively, to be immediate impact players. And I dare say wide receivers their first year in general. I don't care if you're a third or a fifth or a first round. Terrence Williams has been a mainstay in the Cowboys lineup the past 5 seasons, despite averaging under 150 yards per route. Wow. Wow. Let's go up a bit here. And let's look at the beginning of this. Now I want you to think about this. They ranked the Minnesota Vikings as the best receiving corps in the NFL. Their average yards per route was 1.49, a quarter yard more than what the Cowboys did. The Vikings' 1-2 punch is simply unrivaled across the NFL this moment. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are both top-notch route runners with exceptional ball skills. Both finished among the top 10 in contested catch rate a season ago, with Diggs leading the league. Now throwing Kendall Wright in the slot, the Bears' most productive receiver a year ago. And you have a complete receiving corps. There's no surprise the Vikings have signed Diggs to a contract extension. So think about that. So Kirk Cousins got that big contract and was throwing to what was considered the number one rated wide receiving corps. Dak Prescott was throwing to the 29th. Kansas City, I just want to go through this exercise a little bit. Kansas City, okay, again, great route runners. Tampa Bay, Atlanta Falcons. And take a look at this. Atlanta Falcons average 1.54 yards per route. And think about Julio Jones can make that record a top 10 unit, but the addition of Calvin Ridley and his ability to push the unit even higher. Ridley was tabbed as the best route runner in the entire draft by Pro Football Focus and very productive. And they don't even add Mohamed Sanu in that. So think about that. We added Michael Gallup and Cedric Wilson. They added, with Sanu and Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, the best route runner in the draft. But here's where it's interesting. When you look at that, those top teams that you saw, Tampa Bay, even though they didn't win much, they had the most passing yards. They were top 5. Pittsburgh, top 5. Kansas City, top 5. Atlanta, top 5. Rams. I think the Rams weren't top 5, but they were pretty close, I thought. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. That's the only one that ended up not being a top 10 team as far as passing goes. I'm sorry, being rated top 10. But you can see there is a correlation to receivers that you're throwing to versus not having them. Now, here's where we are this year. They've moved us up from 29th to, of course, 19. It seems like 19 is the number that they have for everything for us. 19 rated as far as power rankings. But receivers, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Randall Cobb, Trayvon Austin, Allen Hurns, Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, Reggie Davis, Lance Lenore, Devin Smith. Tight ends, of course, Jason Witten, Dalton Schultz, Blake Jarwin, and Rico Gathers. The Cowboys' offseason looks vastly different today than it did at the start of 2018. You think? First, the organization midseason decision to trade first-round pick Amari Cooper paid major dividends, since 725 of his receiving yards came with the Cowboys. The 24-year-old without a wideout provides the offense with a true number one target that Jerry Jones desperately wanted after Des Bryant. Second, Witten returns to the field after a year on Monday Night Booth. Yes, the tight end is 37 years old, but he understands the game and should be able to find soft spots in the zone. The work he's done in the weight room this offseason program has been outstanding, head coach Jason Garrett says. His testing numbers are all what they've been and even better. So, you also add to that Randall Cobb and Michael Gallup, no longer a rookie, going into the second year. So you can look at this and say, all right, now we've got some real horses. So again, let's think back to where we were last year and where we are now. Again, Kellen Moore, half the age of Scott Linehan. It's going to be a few wrinkles. I think we're going to do better in the red zone now that we've got Jason Witten back, as well as having some more talented wide receivers. That alone, if we stop trading field goals and get more touchdowns, I think you're going to see more run-pass options. So we're only 2 away from the 30. Only 2 away from the 30. So you're not like groundbreaking where he's got to get 10 more touchdowns. We're only talking about 2 or 3 more touchdowns, and we're there. So, yes, I think I would take the over on 30 touchdowns if we're counting run and pass as well. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Any news on the Dallas Cowboys? Well, I'll be bringing it to you here. I'm Mark Holmes with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and I'll see you soon.